Today we're talking about why you slice a golf ball and specifically what part of your golf swing might be causing it and how to fix it. I'm PGA teaching professional Todd Kolb, Director of Instruction for US Golf TV and the Sanford Power Golf Academy. And man, if you're slicing it, it could be for a variety of reasons, and you've got to have a variety of drills to do to help you fix and understand which one of those is going to help you eliminate that slice. And we're going to do that here today. We're going to talk about 3 specific parts of the golf swing that could be causing you to slice it and how to fix it. Now I'm telling you this, if you love golf, US Golf TV is the place for you. Be sure to subscribe because we got great content coming out all the time, and be sure to ring that bell so when that great content comes out, you get a notification and you're ready to start playing better golf immediately. Now, let's dive right into this. You're slicing the golf ball. I want to talk about 3 different areas. Maybe it's in your setup, maybe it's in your takeaway, or maybe it's in your transition. And if it's in one of those 3 spots, we got to have a specific drill to fix that. So let's dive right into it. Let's talk about the setup. Because believe it or not, your golf swing might be pretty good, but you might be set up that's causing you to actually slice the golf ball. So what does that look like? A setup that's causing the slice would look something like this. I'm a right-handed golfer, so I'm going to demonstrate from the right-handed position. If you're set up and your feet and your body and your hips are aimed to the left of the target, all right? If you're aimed left of the target and your trail arm, which is your right arm for a right-handed golfer, would be the opposite, of course, for a left-hander, is high and up on the top. Okay, so you're set up basically like this. My feet, my hips, my body are aimed to the left, my trail arm is kind of high, and my weight's on my back foot. I don't care what your golf swing looks like, you're probably going to slice it, all right? So what's the fix? What's the fix? Well, let me go through the steps that set you up to actually draw the golf ball. So step number 1 is you want to have more weight or pressure on your lead foot. So if you've watched any of our content before, you know we love this phrase called 60-40. And what we mean by that is we've got about 60% of our weight or pressure on our lead foot. Now 60 is just a general number. It could be 55 or whatever, okay? But we want a little bit more weight on the lead foot than we want on the trail foot. I also want to see your lead hip, okay, more over your lead foot. So notice my lead hip is more over my lead ankle. My trail hip, my right hip, is more inside my ankle, all right? So that's tip number 1 in the setup. Next tip is I want your upper body to be tilted slightly back and behind the golf ball like this. Not a lot, but notice my upper body is tilted just a little bit this direction. And the third tip is your lead arm, left arm for me, is going to be slightly higher than my trail arm. All right, so let me recap that real quick. I've got a little 60-40 with my hip over there. Okay, got a little bit of tilt in the upper body, and my lead arm is a little bit higher. So those would be the things that you can do in your setup that might be causing you to actually slice the golf ball. All right, now how about this? How about the takeaway? What are some drills that I could do if I'm maybe slicing it because of my takeaway? Well, if you're slicing it and it's being caused by your takeaway probably looks something like this. Your lead arm is probably running away from your body. It's probably rotating, and the club is working in and around you in open club face. So you're set in there, your lead arm works away from your body, it rotates, and it goes behind you. Now in this position here, the club face is open, and the club's back and behind me. Now that doesn't necessarily mean that you're guaranteed to slice it, but it puts you in what I'm going to call an uncompromising position. You're going to have to do a lot of fixing in the downswing in order to get that in the right spot. So what's the drill that you should use? Well, the drill that I like to use is I like to use the logo on my shirt. So I got like the FootJoy logo. The FootJoy goes towards the ground. So I'm set in here. The logo rotates, and I feel like the logo is actually rotating more towards the ground. Now when I do that, my lead arm is working into my chest, and the logo is rotating down a little bit. So notice the difference in this position. Notice where the club is at. Notice the club face position because my logo is down. Now from this position, okay, it's not guaranteed you're going to draw the ball, but you're in a much stronger position in order to hit a good quality golf shot. So that would be the second tip. If you feel like maybe you're slicing it because of your takeaway, that would be a nice, easy way for you to fix that. Now, let's talk about the third one, the transition. This is the most dicey one. This is the one that's probably the most elusive because it happens literally in the snap of a finger. You got a good setup, you got a good takeaway, and then boom, in the downswing, the transition, the club moves in a bad way and you start slicing it. So what does that look like? Well, typically from the top, the transition where the club and the arms go first, okay, they go first and they go out and across. That causes you to swing across the body and will, of course, cause you to actually slice the golf ball. So what's the fix for that? Well, the simple fix for that is what I like to call the step swing drill. Step swing drill. So this takes a little bit getting the hang of it, but it really works wonders. So I'm going to demonstrate it without a ball, and then I'll do it with the ball. So what you're going to do is take your regular setup, okay, and what you're going to do is you're going to actually put your feet together, okay, and as you make a backswing, as your club and your arm start to travel back, you're actually going to step forward. So feet are together. I like to do this drill with like a 6-iron or a 7-iron. So as my club and the arms swing back, I'm stepping. So you're actually stepping and swinging at the same time, but notice how they're moving in different directions. Your feet are going one way while the arms and club are going the other way. So you're set up here, and I swing it back and step forward, and then I go ahead and hit a ball. So let me demonstrate it with the ball. And what will happen here is that'll change your transition. Okay, that'll change your transition. So I'm set up here, I'm going to step and swing back. And that will change the transition from the top and help you get the club swinging more from the inside versus out and across.